I don't know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
Welcome to Based on a True Story, Volume 6, Tales of the Underworld, where true crime collides with the furry, funny, and fierce world of the Dust Bunny Mafia. This brand new 32-page comic reimagines real mafia legends, Mad Dog Cole, John Gotti, and more, through the eyes of our animal mobsters. Think The Godfather meets Looney Tunes, packed with action, humor, and full-color storytelling.
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
In the heart of a major city, in a place raised to honor Earth's past protectors, the world will again learn, sometimes, superpowered intrigue doesn't stop at the grave. Galaxy Memorial Park, Volume 1, beginning crowdfunding Memorial Day 2025.
Are we here? Oh,
Yeah.
we're here. Oh, I got used to hearing dirt come on.
Yeah. What happened?
Swapping stuff out, I think.
Oh,
So,
got rid of dirt. I feel sad. I missed her.
I can explain this.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Lord.
Do explain it.
Moved to a new StreamYard studio, and I haven't been able to find all my video clips and intros and all the stuff that were in the old one to load into these ones. So
I think you need to stop it.
Find it. I don't even remember. I think that was a bit from an interview I did with him at Comic-Con. So I might not be looking in the right place for the bit. You know what I mean? I just got to go find it.
Is it better to have a bit or throw a fit?
Well, it depends on the situation.
Or take a grit. I won't say the bad word.
It always depends on the situation, bro.
Wow.
You know, some reactions, people go, oh my God, he overreacted because they overlooked exactly what he was reacting to.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, sometimes, you know, the extreme reaction is warranted.
Well, I got
the source.
Something very positive. Les has been slowly training me on things here and there, on techniques. And I had a fun art emergency, and I was able to fulfill it by using his techniques in a very short time, and I did it with a mouse. So I have to thank you for those techniques, because that definitely was useful in getting, you know, things situated and successful.
Well, Christy, we need to get this guy and Bruce Wayne in a stream together and see who actually has the most badass mustache.
Well, wow, thank you. By the way, Les has started a new addiction for me.
Oh, Lord. What is this, Charles?
Remember the show we went to last year in Kansas City?
Kansas City.
Yeah, it was a one-day show. You and I were across from each other.
I thought that was in. Oh, that was out in somewhere in West Kansas. That was.
Well, actually, it was East. It was Garden City.
Yeah, Garden City. Yeah, Garden City, Kansas. Yeah.
Well, I've been asked to go out there. I'm being given a stipend to teach, and then I'm like, oh, things with my car are weird, and I thought, how am I going to get out there? And then all of a sudden, I look just for fun, and I see a train out there, 15 hours. So basically, tomorrow I'm getting on a train at 2:30. I'll get there at 6 in the morning. Then teach at 1, stay at a hotel, then do the convention, and at 10:30 at night, there's a train, get on it, and go straight home.
Well, that's cool.
God, how awesome is that? So I can goof off on the train, walk around, eat, draw, dance.
Driving the train is a blast.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, my God. I can't understand. I mean, I understand it less, but I don't understand why more people do this, because, you know, if you're portable with your art, your art stuff, you can get it onto a little, couple bags. You put it on the train, big deal. Yep. They have cables where you can actually lock it, so it helps with shrinkage, just in case. But the mentality of the train people seem a lot different than the mentality of bus people.
There are no bus people. There's a guy up at the front of the bus don't give a fuck about you.
Right, right.
Look, trains are more like an airplane, but they're laid back because they know they're going to have you for hours.
Right.
Hours.
Yep.
So they got to be cool with you. You got the restaurant car, you got the snack car, you got like cars that are set for viewing with the
observation
spaced out, huge open windows. Not open, but huge windows so that you can just take in the whole view as you're cruising along.
I thoroughly
people are cool as hell. I went from Flagstaff to Harrisburg and then back 6 months later. So I got to actually ride the train for a couple days. It was cool, bro.
That's cool. Yeah. One thing I want to do is save up and just have the full train experience where I just go to Boston for the hell of it, get on a train all the way to California, and have a car. so I can just
you gotta have a car and you gotta have a lady to go with you because you can have a lot of fun in them.
Wait, I'm allowed to have a lady?
No, you're not.
But why?
You can have a lot of fun in one of those overnight things, like bedroom. They're little bedrooms.
Wait. You could have ooh la la or ooh ah?
Oh yeah, dude. You come on. You're riding a train. It's supposed to be a fun experience.
Oh my God. Wait, riding a train. Oh my God.
Let that simmer. Let that simmer for a minute.
So now I understand what it means. She's riding the train. Oh my God.
No.
Wow.
Not exactly.
Not the same thing, Charles.
It's like
God. All right, we're 10
shit.
minutes in, and there hasn't been a word spoken about comic book art yet. I'm putting this thing back on its fucking rails.
Well, it is a train. It is a train. What's up, Grey Wolf? We got Grey Wolf. We got Christy from Flip City in the chat. What's up, people?
Oh, speaking of comics, I'm currently going through a script of our buddy Brian. And after I get this cleaned up, I've been talking to some of my artists, and I think we're going to really have a nice book very soon that this channel will be very proud of.
Oh, okay. Cool. Brian was the young man that Pops was helping out.
No, right? That was Matthew, but same dude. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, Matthew. Also with Matthew, I want him to come down and see one of the Dice Alliance events and let him play games and whatnot, because he's autistic himself. And but I think it'd be a lot of fun to help him with his convention as well. And so next week, I'm going to have my group that has been doing conventions for 25 years, and they help with special needs, to assist him with the convention. And I think with having Dice Alliance intertwined, I think we could do something really good for this kid and for ourselves. So I just wanted to let everyone know that.
Neat.
Yeah, look, we here to help people out, man.
Right, because this is like the cool channel.
Look, I love Matthew. Matthew's in the chat all the time. He's dedicated. He's like Stephen B. All right. He's just like Stephen B. Man, he's dedicated to what he's doing.
Flip City Magazine has joined us. Hooray!
She's been here for a while. That's who I was talking to about.
Magazine.
No. That's who I was talking to about your mustache, bro.
Oh yeah.
Because her co-host Bruce Q. Wayne has a monster mustache as well.
Wow.
Well, that's because we got to get the two of you on the same stream and compare facial hair.
What we'll do is we'll count individual hair. One.
There you go, Zig. Yeah, man. Look, I have a autistic niece, and was around her when she was young, when it was hard. When it was really hard. Okay, she's not near as bad now, but
Yes.
And look, man, you can't help but feel for these people.
Oh, yeah. If you don't, you're a psychopath, or you're morally corrupt. But
there you go. See, and this is how it starts right here.
Right.
Look at what that says, Charles. Yeah. This is how it starts right here.
Yeah. Wow.
See that? When you get some other artists doing covers.
Levi.
You get some other artists doing covers. You get some other artists doing some fan art, some pinup stuff, and then the book grows because you can add that a little art gallery in the back, like a fan art gallery, stuff like that. You get more pages in the book. You get more stuff. People get more for their money.
Yes.
But it starts like that. Look, Matthew came out and he was all determination and all by himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, man, I wish we'd have got with him before he started doing all this, because we, just like we're going to, it could have been way, way, way better.
Well, you know what? It is. And the fact is he's still alive and breathing. His family's really nice. I talked to the family. They're fully on board. And, he's hoping to have Les at his next convention in Effingham.
That's cool. Effingham's not even that far of a drive, so
Right. Les is like, I could tolerate that.
Pretty much.
So, are you doing a drawing for Big Boobed Battle Bard Babe, showing another one of our great hot women?
No.
Wham.
Looks like a character design to me.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's sort of character design. I kind of have the characters already designed in my head, but that project I mentioned 2 weeks ago, that something I would be pulling from for ongoing content for on here. It's a piece for that. Because
that's great.
So I think it's important to have kind of side projects that you can go to for just for pushing yourself a little bit. It's like you can't always push yourself on the paying gigs, because the paying gigs people they're paying you for what they know. And before you can expand what you can offer, you need to be able to experiment. Otherwise, you only ever offer what, you become a one-trick pony. And, it's really important to me to be able to not only, give people what I usually give them, what they expect, but to be able to pop up and offer different things,
Oh yeah.
That's just a big deal to me.
Like right now, I'm working on the possibility of having Les teach in Japan for a month. So, that could be some really great stuff, and having the wider scope can help. What sometimes
that's something of the Angel Hunter project that I've have recently wrapped up would be a good thing to for people involved with that to see, because it's straight up manga.
Oh yeah. The one disadvantage though sometimes when you deal with the foreign entities is if it's not like a pop name that you instantly recognize, then they have the dismissiveness, like, it's almost like, oh, we don't know this, so we don't care. Oh,
that's not just a foreign entity; that's everybody.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's just how that shit is. So
right, and I have a lot of people saying, if you just drew Batman and drew this and drew that, well then blah blah blah. And I'd rather people know me for my properties, and I think you're in the same boat. It's like,
I mean, there are things that I would love to do with mainstream characters someday. I won't lie. I would welcome the opportunity to draw some Batman and to draw different mainstream characters that I love. And I get commissions from people oftentimes where they'll be like, pick, they'll have a character they want to see how I would do it, and so I'll do those.
Right.
But yeah, the what's the way to put it? The downside, there's a number of very large downsides to the route that I've taken and you've taken also to some degree. Like the fact that when you're doing indie stuff and people don't recognize it, they are going to blow you off.
Right.
Blow you off a lot.
Yes.
And honestly,
even if the art is amazing,
honestly, I can't blame them.
Yeah. Really?
I can't blame them. I mean, because the sheer number of people I hear from all the time who, I've got a comic, I've got this, I've got that. I'm like, yeah, everybody and their fucking brother does.
Okay.
I mean, it's like, okay, tell me something I haven't heard today. I know that sounds shitty, but it's one of the reasons why I'm actually kind of reserved about blurting stuff out to people and all that, because it's like, you know what? I would rather, if there's an opportunity, if something organically comes up in conversation with people
Yeah.
And I can pull out my phone and go, oh, well, here's what I do, and just hand them something to see. Then the response is totally different, because if you just start talking about the stuff with nothing to show for it, then you're talking about stuff with nothing to show for it. And you can see the look on people's faces. They give zero shits.
Right.
They do not care. And unless you can say some names of things that they actually recognize, they're not going to care. So you have to be able to show something. You have to be able to have stuff on hand to show. And it's just, I'm kind of the same way about that as I think a lot of people are. Because how many times, let me put it like this. Growing up, I always talked about how I was going to do this stuff.
Right.
And everybody kind of poo-pooed on me.
Ha!
And everybody except my dad. So, and I understand why. Because it's really easy to talk a big game about all this crazy stuff you're going to do, and talk is cheap. Talk is really cheap. So I totally understand why I got crapped on, and I totally understand why people don't really buy it when somebody, starts talking about one thing or another. But if you got something to show, that's a different thing.
Right.
From the time I was a kid until the time I graduated, the number of people who would say, would get on my case and say that's stupid, or you're never going to, you can't do that. That number dwindled by the time I graduated high school to just a few, because I had been so persistent about practicing and getting better, and always having art on me, and always having stuff that I could show, that's why now when there's people from back then who pop up, they're like, yeah, we always knew you were going to do this, because we always saw it. So, I'm very much a results driven person. So that, I guess, God, that turned into a lot more than I meant for it to.
That's okay. Yeah, well, we care about you. Now, now on the counter side, and this is what I developed, is the sales of force of personality, where you interact the potential, pull them in, you point out the neat stuff, and their sign of approval and enjoying the moment. If they are willing or kind enough to part with their dollars, which are very hard earned, in my opinion, with nearly everyone, I consider that just a great honor. I know it sounds goofy to say that, and I appreciate it, and that's why I have a good fan base. And that's two other things where the quality of the art can sell itself, or the force of personality can sell itself, which I just find an interesting. When you have the both combined, oh my gosh, and once we get something that really hits, that 20,000 people know, 30,000 people know. It's known nationally. Oh, it's known internationally. Then, OMG, all bets will be off. Like with the Japan thing, because my other friend, who like us, I'm different, but you
sure are different. There's no doubt about it.
Education-wise, is okay, Pop, and I'm not trying to do this as a pissing contest. Pops, do you have a college degree?
I have a couple of certifications for college. Yes.
Okay, but okay.
Do I have a BA or something like that? No.
Okay. I do, but I did it very late in life, and I just did it as a challenge and to take advantage of having one, which has been useful. You play the game, you get some rewards. But Doug is self-taught.
I don't think folks know who you're referring to with Doug.
Yeah, Doug Rice. He did Dynamo Joe. He also did some Marvel, some DC things. But his big accolades was storyboard artist on Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures, and he got an Emmy for it. And it's just amazing where I could say, oh, yeah, he has an Emmy. Boom, there's this reaction. Okay, we'll grab him, you know.
Yeah.
We don't care what he's done.
I want to backtrack you a little bit back to where you were talking about. We get to 20,000. We get to 30,000, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so all you guys individually are trying to climb the same ladder.
Correct.
Okay, wherein I'm trying to make a ramp you can all walk casually up there.
Right. I mean,
okay. I'm trying to bring everybody to one place so people don't have to go look for 100 different guys trying to get to 20,000. They can go to one place and find 100 different guys trying to get to 20,000.
Yeah, and
what I'm saying, I'm trying to build that. Eliminate the narrowness of that ladder.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to do it by themselves. I'm trying to give them a leg up.
Well, what is just amazing and fascinating, and even all of us here can just give you a round of applause, Pops, is you have seen something that most people miss. And as a result, we've become for lack of a better word, a syndicate of independent artists who have the same goal. And it's like, oh, Les is putting out something. Hey, everybody, let's spread the word. Let's canon for him. Oh, Pops is doing something. Hey, let's spread the word. And so we're this, gestalt of like-minded people. And instead of, like you say, there's one ladder that everyone's trying to find or trying to climb, and we're pushing everybody else off and kicking them off the ladder like the normal world. It's more like, hey, I got a ladder. Okay, I'm getting up. Okay, other people have helped me. Guess what? I'm moving the ladder, and I'm reaching my hand down to help you up. And guess what? Let's put 4 ladders up, 5 ladders up.
I'm trying to make a much wider ladder so that there's room for a lot more people to, be seen in one place. This is the whole thing. The market is just like Les said, it's convoluted. There are tons of people doing this.
Yeah.
It's way easier to find them if there's one place you can go and see all these different shows with all these different people and bring more shows, bring more fans, and it grows and it grows and it grows, right?
Right.
And then you have those people that won't promote it at all because they don't want to be part of it. They just want to promote their own thing. I get that. But guys, if you really want indie comics to be big, you got to promote all the indie comics. You got to promote it as a nation, not as a community, not as your neighborhood. You got to promote it as a worldwide thing, an entity for everybody. And that's what I try to do. Okay.
Well, I think you're successful. I hope you will start saying stop trying because you're successful. And I think just with you saying, I'm doing this, isn't this cool? And I can see conventions starting with just the talent of your pool, down the line.
Yeah, I'd love to have a Madness convention. My problem is, A, I don't have time. B, there's nothing here where I live that would serve as a good venue.
Right.
Okay, so now I'm talking about going somewhere else and getting, that I just don't have the time for that with my schedule.
What's interesting is I've been talking with some major real estate owners overseas, through some of the connections, and I got to be confidential about the connections, but they want to start a cultural exchange, and this could get very interesting if this works out right. So I'm going to experiment with a couple of the artists that I'm close friends with, see how that goes. If that is viable, then we'll start doing a back and forth, and eventually they'll be sponsoring conventions, and we'll see what happens.
It'd be nice. I know RJ wants to put one together, but he wanted to do it, and he tried to do it like in a few months with only a few months lead time. And
No. You need at least a minimum of 6 months.
Well, I mean, he has 6 months, but it's like he's trying to do it in a unique setting. There's
his backyard.
No, there's he lives in a tourist town.
Oh, that's cool.
Arkansas.
Arkansas,
right?
Huh?
On a big old lake.
Wow.
And it would be an awesome place to get a whole bunch of comic people together to hang out. So, you know, I mean, he has a bigger plan than it's just a convention. He wants to get as many Madness people and people, you know, as many people as he can that are interested to be part of it.
Right.
All of us are interested.
Yes.
And at the same time, all of us don't have the means to get wherever and do whatever. And, you know what I mean? It's like advertising, marketing the con, permits, all that dumb shit. You know, it's like, it probably won't happen this summer, but maybe next summer. You know,
that'd be cool. And I've been getting more and more aggressive about the non-for-profit stuff, which could get very interesting once I get very savvy with that. Hey, Les, serious question for you.
Okay.
Dan Lucen has reached to me, and is it okay he uses last year's photo and bio, or do you have an updated bio that you want Dan to use?
Did last year's include mention of Homestead in it?
I don't think so.
If the photo and most of the bio is fine, I'd just like to include an update for it for projects. But
okay, he wants to launch something today, so he's like, "Oh,
yeah." If get him in touch with me, man.
Okay.
I mean, because I can send you I've got an updated bio.
Okay, send it to me now, or when you can.
Yeah, I'll send it to you right as I get off here. As soon as I get off the stream today, I have to leave to go to a really important thing.
Whoa.
To me. So there's a young lady named Rihanna.
Oh, cool.
For the sake of her privacy, I won't reveal her last name.
Right.
But she's an artist who is from not just my hometown, but like a 5-minute or a 10-minute walk through the woods from where I grew up.
Oh, wow. You mentioned her.
Yeah, she's you met her at my wedding.
Yeah. I wanted to see her art.
Yeah, she's I met this young lady when I was doing my stint with the Rowan County Arts Council, because I was teaching with them.
Right.
And she was coming to my classes, and just an amazing kid. She was absolutely among the absolute most talented kids that came to the thing. She was, I think, 14 when I first met her.
Oh, wow.
And
prodigy child.
I've been kind of shepherding her for a few years.
Good.
And
as it should be.
Tonight she has a gallery show at the Claypool Young building on campus at Morehead State University, which is a 5-hour drive from here. So as soon as I get off here, the thing starts at 5 o'clock. So as soon as I can get off here, I've got to
you got to run away.
I got to haul it to back home. So
good.
I'm going back home for the evening, and then I'll be turning around and driving right back because I got too much stuff to do here. But I wouldn't miss her showing for the world.
Damn.
Very, very important kid to me. She's really sweet.
That's cool.
And I kind of actually have to end this one on time today too, because I got a few things I got to do before my meeting with my chief financial officer.
Woo-hoo!
We're going to do a little bit more monetizing of the interwebs today. Nice. And try to generate a little bit more side revenue for the Roku project.
Oh, cool.
Look, guys, that's the other thing. A lot of people forget.
Oh, yeah. No, you're going to be Roku and you're turning into a big thing.
Yeah, we're trying to take this whole network and all these shows to a Roku channel. Okay, we're trying to build over-the-top TV. And the thing about Roku is you don't have any monetization thresholds. You don't have any of that. We need this many subscribers to qualify for ad revenue or any of that. That stuff all happens on day one. Okay, so everybody involved in the network is going to get half the ad revenue or that their show generates.
Damn.
From day one. Okay, so this is why I try to encourage people to bring their shows to the network now before we get to Roku. Because once we're on Roku and we're established, it probably ain't gonna be just walk in, hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's probably going to be a little different once we're established, folks. So if you really want to be ground floor on something that is going to happen, it is going to grow, and there's no stopping it, or it would have got kicked out a long time ago, guys. There's no stopping it, or it would have been shut down a long time ago.
Row your cue gently down the...
No, just push. Keep pushing forward. Look, it doesn't matter what kind of obstacles that you run into. It's all about how you overcome them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay? It's how you get past it. And then once you do get past it, you have to leave it behind.
Wait, what about it behind?
Dragging your past into your present.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot do that, okay? And when they do, you just have to politely say, yeah, that was me.
Actually,
now.
You know, the best way to drag your past into the present is by showing off your skill. For example, Les's past, which is now a piece of his present, is coming through on this amazing art that he's drawing. You know, for a moment, it reminded me of Whispers from the Void with my 3 monster girls that he's doing, but I'm still just awed and impressed, as always.
I'm kind of zoned out right now.
Well, let me tell you what. Those boobs,
some of them need big orale, like size of
right there, they got us kicked off Twitch.
Wait, the boobs got us kicked off Twitch?
Yep.
Oh, sorry about that.
I don't care. Look, Twitch, we get the least views.
Wait, then how can porno girls be nude doing their Twitch? Like, hi, I'm playing a game nude.
I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of mature setting that I didn't hit or something. I don't know. I don't pay attention to Twitch because we don't get any viewers on Twitch. I just send it there for the hell of it. We don't. Nobody watches on Twitch. The only people watching on Twitch are the bots that are trying to sell you viewers.
Oh my God, that's a scam.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh yeah.
Not only that, but if YouTube sees you suddenly get 5,000 more subscribers, they're going to put the same kind of slam on you that they have on us, and we didn't do that. I mean, I have 1,200 subscribers that 5 years of organic fucking growth has brought, and we still get slammed by YouTube. Can you imagine if they realize you just got 5,000 subscribers overnight? Yeah, they're going to curtail your action real quick.
Yeah.
Les is like a cool dude.
And Grey Wolf, this is the issue right here. For 90% of comic people, marketing is the primary weakness. Where do we go promote what we're doing? How do we promote what we're doing? When is this much too much? How do you know? When you're turning fans off, it's like marketing is the part. That's the hard part, guys. You guys draw, you're good at that. It's easy. It comes naturally. You'd be kicking out, picking pages. Dang, 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 dang.
I would disagree with that.
Well, no, I mean, how do you get people to look at them, though?
I mean, the only reason I make it look easy is because I've been doing it my entire life.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to belittle what you do. I'm trying to get a point across as far as marketing.
I get it. I was like, it's not exactly how I'd go about saying that, but
I know a lot of people that make it look really, really easy, Les. Okay.
Hey. Now, would you rather have somebody who makes it look easy or makes it look sleazy?
Oh, Jesus.
No, what I want is some kind of an automatic networking device, a button I can push and know that everybody's seeing this. You see, because that's the part, that's what I'm saying, marketing. And how do you get people to look at it? You can have the best fucking shit out there, but if you don't know how to get people to look at it, you just have the best shit out there.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I understand that all too well. I mean, that's why I'm 32 years getting to the point that I am with a career in this stuff. I mean, along the way, you know, to pay the bills, I did a lot of other shit. Fortunately, it was all art related, so I've been really blessed in that light. But yeah, you know, I came back to comics. I actually came back to comics at on the advice of Brian Haberlin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I had just about completely, you know, in my mind, it had become something I probably would just do in my late retirement for fun.
Right.
And, you know, just because I always have the urge.
Right.
And, yeah, I was doing animation on a project with Brian, and I did some concept art for it that was like, I just allowed myself the indulgence of cutting loose on something really, you know, really detailed, straight up comic book style stuff. And he was like, dude, I didn't know you did this. I'm like, yeah. And I remember telling him, I was like, yeah, it's really what I'd prefer to be doing. Honestly, I was like, I really miss being in comics and miss drawing comics. And he goes, why don't you?
Yeah.
And I was like, because I got to pay the damn bills. And he said, you should draw comics. And I'm like, who's going to hire me? You? And he's like, well, not right now. I'm not, but, because he didn't have any projects open, but he said, he said, you should draw comics. He's like, come up with something you want to do that you would enjoy doing and just do it. So I did. And that's literally how Apocalypse Girl was born.
That's awesome.
So, and I mean, that was, God, see, we're in 2025 now. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That was 10 years ago. So that would have been 22 years into my career as an artist. So I had spent the first few years of my career as an artist working in comics, not making a whole lot of money. And
right.
Then I went over into animation and a lot of corporate shit and paid the bills for a long time. And then Brian Haberlin pointed me back to it. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, Brian's kind of a heavy hitter in this game. Somebody like Brian says, you should do comics. You should probably go do comics.
I'm glad you obey.
So
Matthew is in the chat, Charles.
Nice. Hi, Matthew. Yay, Matthew is in the chat. Hooray.
Hello, Mr. Matthew.
Levi saying hi to Matthew. And then Grey Wolf said, the only person I've had a problem with so far was the guy who did the This Is Fine dog in the burning room thing. He nagged the shit out of me with stupid posts. I finally had to block him.
Oh, my God.
And there's our boy Ryan, the host of Freewheeling Fridays. He's
you got an amazing crew here. You know, this has been more of a instead of this being the typical, hey, let's teach and stuff, this has been more like a freewheeling. Let's just compliment our fans. You know, we're just grateful to our fans. We love you. Have a blast. Even Les is like, yeah, the fans are okay.
I wouldn't mind getting back to a little more focus on the teaching part of it, actually.
Right. So talk about stuff like these women started out as stick figures and then they blossomed into a full deliciousness.
Yeah, that's the approach I usually take is starting out with gesture drawing. You know, you start out with a head and then come in. I usually build up the head just a little bit and get an idea of the direction they're going to be looking in. And I think something's up with my drivers there. So I'll usually start off with something kind of like that. And then because eyeline is everything.
Yeah.
So I'll tend to have the head kind of worked out pretty tight before I go on to the rest of it. I know I've been criticized by some folks who are like, oh, you get it. There's some different reasons people criticize that.
So you're spending too much time giving head? What?
Ick. Oh yeah, that was terrible.
Sorry.
So I'll work out the head and the eye line, and then from there, that usually defines where things like the neck are going to go. So like, and you want to have kind of contradictory lines quite frequently. So like, I'm just roughing something out here, but there's a whole discussion we can get into about, the planes and things that come about when you start breaking the shapes down. So, and those gesture lines give you the guide for placing those planes. And then from there, we got TD back. From there,
Yeah.
you end up, working out proportions and finding your poses and things. And that's kind of the...
You don't have to hide anything. Screw Twitch. I don't care about Twitch.
Well, I actually hid those for myself so I can not get start working out clothing. But I usually find that the knee pulls are a good way of blocking out like actual form. They give you a landmark to work from.
You said landmark.
End of Zed says, hey, Les, when you look back at some of your earlier pieces, can you see how you have evolved?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I look, there's plenty of early stuff. I'm like, oh, wow, that's trash.
God, that's hysterical.
So I'm like, God, what was I thinking? It's like, wow.
He also said these sketches are great. So
thank you. There's plenty of times I look back at stuff and I'm like, why in the hell did I get paid for that?
Because they'd be dumb. No.
I mean, realistically, it's usually a matter of I actually don't think that often, because I put the work in and the people were happy with it, and that's what matters beyond everything else. So, but well,
yeah, because you act like how did I get paid for that? And I'm gonna say, without even seeing the art, it was probably still better than 60% of what's out there.
Wow. You may not be wrong on that.
I know. I mean, look, you have innate talent, okay, that obviously has grown over 30 years. But in the beginning, I'm sure you had a foundation that led you to where you're at, because your determination to get there.
Yeah. Well, and so my when I was a kid, my dad, I always wanted him to let me work on cars with him. And whenever I would pester him to let me come work on cars with him, he'd tell me, and I quote, "Get your ass back in that house and work on that drawing." Because he'd tell me to read a book, practice your guitar, or work on that drawing. Because one of those three things is what's going to take you out of these hills one day.
It's funny because I was the same way. I told you backstage earlier, my uncle was a mechanic. He taught me everything. And the funny part, though, is in the beginning when I started pestering him about, hanging out in the garage, he gave me the shittiest things to do. Like, here's a grinder. Go grind the paint off that car. Now, hold on, Les. We lived in Phoenix. It's 110 outside.
Ew.
And there's my skinny little ass out there with the grinder just shredding paint off the side of a car he ain't going to do shit with. He's just trying to figure out if I'm serious.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? Does he really want to hang out in the heat in the garage with me doing real work rather than screwing around and playing with his friends or whatever? He found out, I'd rather fucking learn, you know. And dude, the thing that sucks is everything that I learned about cars is all muscle car shit that only works.
Oh, muscle car.
It only works for the 60s and 70s. I don't know shit about a car today. You open the hood, you're like, what the fuck? It's all plastic.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty much the same way with cars, but you know, the whole thing was my dad would literally get mad at me over me wanting to learn that stuff. He'd be like, and he would say, he's like, he used to tell me, he's like, you got something that I don't have and you need to focus on it.
And then you have Red Wolf's dad, who was the complete opposite. Dad constantly berated me about drawing and would rant, you can't make a living sitting on your ass drawing pictures.
Oh no, that was my my adopted mother.
You see?
She was quite the
you encourage your kids to do whatever they're good at. If they're good at it, you encourage it. It doesn't matter what it is. If they're good at it, you encourage it because you want them to be good at what they do so they get paid well to do it.
I mean, but what if all your kids good at is smoking weed and whacking off all day?
Wait, you can do that?
Hey, there's sites you can make out on that, right?
Oh my god!
Right? I mean,
that's called OnlyFans. That's a different thing completely.
I'm thinking we need a new one. You know, Smoker Friends. It's Smoker Friends for all the people that are exhibitionists, but they smoke weed too. And you know, some of them sites they're not allowed to show weed or paraphernalia or anything. You know.
By the way, I've been hired to develop a D&D module with weed mechanics in it.
Good.
For bonuses. So you got a puff where you get advantage. Then you got stoned where you got an extra spell slot or an extra attack or something. Then you got then you got the munchies, and you do everything you can to spend your money to eat, and that's where you can be taken advantage of. Then you got wasted, where you basically go unconscious, but you go on astral plane adventures, or you can go into the fairy realm.
Actually, Charles, in Slaughterville, there's also a weed mechanic because of Dante.
Oh no!
Yes, it's the stress reliever. Okay, because stress is like your damage in a horror game, right? You get stressed out to the point where you lose it, right? Okay, or you get killed, whatever. But in Dante's case, if he smokes a bong hit or takes a hit of weed, it relieves one stress point from him. So he could be right on the edge of going nutso and then hit the weed and he'd be okay. That's his bonus card.
Jesus.
He's actually in the game. But yeah, guys, it's we got about 7 minutes left. So
that's about how much most guys last.
I'm gonna turn the microphone over to Les.
Okay.
And let him give us some wise artistic type words to end the show.
Don't do it.
No pressure, bro. No pressure.
Let's see.
You're famous, Les. We all love you. We worship you.
Stop now and get on public assistance.
Yeah, become a comic artist. Oh wait, no, that's how you get on public assistance.
No, God, now I'm on the spot and nothing wants to come out.
Just talk about your own shit. Don't worry about it. I'll just fucking with you, bro.
Oh, shit. Man. Yeah, I'm so stupidly busy lately. I'm very happy about that, but it does present some interesting stresses that I don't think people are oftentimes prepared for. You know, it's like you bust your ass for a long, long time to get work or to get your work out there, get it seen so people start buying it. And then there's a whole dynamic that starts to hit about, what you're doing, how much time you've got. To taking care of all the things that you got to take care of with it, and it can become a kind of mouth to feed in its own right.
Oh yeah.
So, that's kind of a weird position. It's and I find myself inching closer and closer to that sort of position all the time, and I've actually been there before in the animation industry, and I've seen the process, seen how things grow and explode and whatever, and it's there are stresses and things that come with it, but so these days I'm trying really hard to kind of keep everything lined out the way that it should be, and kind of not ruin my health with the amount of work that I have to do, and not I don't know, man. It's just weird. There's actually some concerns to things sometimes. So
we all have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all know how I spent the last year. I spent half of the last year puking before I finally went in and got the surgery and got my esophagus fixed. Had a serious issue, and it took a long time. It took them a long time to get around to fixing it, but they finally did. Man, nothing's promised, guys. Do your best today, because you might not be here tomorrow.
Oh my gosh! I recently photographed a funeral. I was hired to photograph a funeral, which, it happens. And while we were going to the photos for reprints, the client said, "Oh yeah, this Reverend here, he when he got home, he went home, went to sleep, and didn't wake up." And it's like someone died right after their funeral. I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
Damn.
Yeah.
Matthew, I will say this in closing for those two teachers.
Yeah.
They're not madness, bro. If they were cool, they would have encouraged your wish to learn, to get better. They would have helped you get better at it. They would have helped you edit stories and taught you things about editing. They would have taught you instead of discouraged you. Those were not teachers, my friend. I just want to be real clear. Those were not teachers. Teachers will encourage you to be better at the things you want to be better at.
A good example, Matthew. Years ago,
I got no time. We gotta go.
We
gotta go, Charles. But yeah.
Well, we got 2 minutes left. But Matthew.
And then a 3.5 minute trailer.
No, this is quick. I actually had a teacher notice the fact that I understood animation, and I really didn't have the drawing skills. But he recognized that fact, pointed that out to me, but in a very benign way and in a complimentary way where, because I wanted to do animation for a living when I got my degree. And he mentioned that if I don't develop the skills, because he noticed I was very good at organizing other people to help them get stuff done, or why don't you do this, and then you can do this, and you can do that. And that kind of was a guidance, and he did not discourage me. Gordon Sheehan was his name, and he actually animated the very first Popeye cartoon ever done on film when he appeared in Betty Boop. So that was one of the people who trained me.
One of them was a college writing teacher. No, I told you, that was not a teacher.
No.
Look, Matthew, that was not a teacher. That was a guy who draws a check to talk to kids.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
a huge difference between a teacher and somebody who pulls a check to talk to kids, right? There's a huge difference, and I want people to start understanding that when it comes to your kids and the people who teach them.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I'm going to end the show right there, guys. That's how I'm going to end the show. Keep an eye on who's teaching your kids, because they might be telling your kid, no, you shouldn't do that. You're no good at that. And those aren't the people you want teaching your kids.
No, it is not.
Proficient at the moment, but if you take grit, diligence, and push, you can evolve. I mean, Les, how much have I improved since knowing you?
At least a good 1% to 2%.
You asked for it. I was trying to bring it up. You asked for it.
No, Charles has come a long way since we met, so it's very cool. And I will toss this to you before we head out.
Yeah.
So, and I've said this forever and a day, is determination plus discipline.
Yep.
Like talent, in my opinion, is desire plus determination and discipline.
Yeah.
So if you want to do the thing and you have the desire to do it, and you combine that with determination to do it and the discipline to do the work to get there, you'll do it. That's just how that works.
Right.
In short,
shortcut.
It's like this. SDMF.
SDMF.
Go look it up. We're out of here.
Tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the